Lovely ones, it's Ethany and it is Oracle Wednesday for the 25th of September, taking us all the way to the 1st of October and my favourite time of year, the season of the witch, Samhain, October. Oh, I love it so. I'm wearing my little witchy earrings in preparation. It could be Halloween every day as far as I'm concerned. So let's pick your cards. I'm going to switch over that camera. You're going to choose the pile of cards that you feel the most drawn to. And then I'm going to tell you what's up. I'm going to give you your messages for the week. So let's do this thing. I hope you have your, speaking of which, I hope you have your cup of coffee. I've got my witchy cauldron mug. And let's do this. Put it down carefully. Let's do this thing. Now it's time to choose your pile of cards for the week. And as always, I do recommend that you write down what pile of cards you selected so that you don't forget when we get to our messages revealed. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So I want you to think about what message your guides, your ancestors, your intuition, yourself, what do you need to hear, and select your pile, and then let's continue on with Oracle Wednesday. Okay, so now that you've selected your pile, I'm going to start giving you messages. Before I do, however, if you want to know what decks I've used this week, make sure you stay to the end or look in the description below where I share all of the decks that I have used for Oracle Wednesday. So pile number 1, and if you can hear my dog in the background, you know, such is life. My little Thor, he's got a bumblebee toy in his mouth, of course. Okay, so your first card for pile number 1 is the Wheel of Fortune, which denotes some change coming your way. The 5 of Cups and the Druid. Okay, so those are your cards. Now we're going to go through the message for this week. So if you've been feeling a certain way, especially if you've been feeling a little bit down in the dumps, if things have been a little bit difficult this week, if there's been stress and worry, maybe some anxiety and maybe some grief going on, do know that you are going to have some relief soon. Things are going to change. And the Wheel of Fortune is really that cyclical movement. We've just had the wheel turn again from the autumn equinox or Mabon here in the northern hemisphere and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere, or Ostara. And this is the change. The wheel has just changed. Things are moving. Things are shifting. We are going into more of a mode where, you know, here the days are getting shorter, and down in my home country, the days are getting longer. So things are definitely shifting, not only from our environmental standpoint. And hey, if you want to look at that macrocosmically, things are definitely shifting with climate change. And, you know, this week, the last week or so, we've had a whole bunch of people take a stand for our world and for Gaia and for our future. And the one in Vancouver is happening this Friday. So things are definitely shifting and changing. But coming back to the macrocosmic here, the microcosmic here, we have got the Wheel of Fortune. So things are going to shift. So if you've been really struggling with what's going on in your life, you know, lately, please know that it is going to move and things are going to shift for you. So that is a lovely relief is coming, basically. The 5 of Cups is a card of, you know, sometimes people can kind of, it depends on where you are on the scale, right? So grief and worry and feeling a bit down in the dumps can go from just having an off day or feeling like you're a bit tired or a little low energy, or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, all the way to, you know, depression. So it's not as though any of these messages are sort of discounting either one. You could be feeling as though you're on the scale of, you know, maybe I'm just not looking at the 2 cups that are standing and I'm just focusing on the cups that are on the floor and that are spilt, and I'm being a little bit pessimistic, and that's probably not helping with my mood, and I need to like kind of look a little bit more on the gratitude side and do more of the gratitude work, and that'll shift things a little bit easier. But if you're in a more space where it's like, I'm doing the gratitude work, or even it's just hard to do that, it's hard to get out of the house or whatever it may be, could be hard to even get out of bed, then this is the more harder space of, depression and that kind of thing. So please do get help if you are feeling that way, but know that things are going to shift. What you can do in the meantime is remember a few things. First of all, nothing is permanent. Secondly, you are never alone. There is a lot of resources, people that you can reach out to, even if that's just online, and also hold the space. So what I really liked about this combination this week for group number 1 was it was just saying, like, hold the space for yourself. If you're feeling a certain way, if you're feeling like you need to have a sick day and have a nap, if you're feeling as though you need to be in hermit mode and just sort of be at home and do all that sort of stuff, then just do it. Give yourself permission to just be how you be in the space that you're in, and not push or harass yourself to be anything more than you are. That is just going to put more pressure on the way that you're feeling, and that is not helpful in any way, shape or form to anybody. So group number 1, Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups in the Druid, things are going to change. There is a shift coming. Hold the space as best you can, or go get some help to hold the space. If you can, focus on doing something for yourself, like go outside and get some fresh air. If that's like a goal achieved for the day, then you go and do that. Having a shower, talking to a friend on the phone versus texting them, just something like that. Eating some green food that is good for your body and not moldy pizza, like green. Go get a smoothie or a juice, or go eat some broccoli. I love broccoli. I do love it, like, a lot. So, go do something small for yourself, and then give yourself a high five for doing something good for yourself. And I'm going to give you a high five to say good on you. But know where your limit is, but hold the space for whatever you can for yourself, and then get help if you need to. Alrighty, the second group number 2, your first card is the 4 of Pentacles. Your second card is Judgment. And your third card is the Air Guardian. Okay. So your message this week is basically, are you being a judgy bitch? And also, I know that's like a very straight up way of saying it, but when I was channeling this message, it was basically, are your judgments of yourself and others closing you off to what you really want? Is it closing you off to opportunities and closing you off to receiving in your life? You are being called to change the way you move through the world. Not everything and everyone is a threat and needs to be pushed off. So that is the actual channeled message that I write down while I'm channeling this before I hop onto the video. And then there's just a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry about the squeaky toy. So what can happen when we start to run into the world of lots and lots of judgments is that we close ourselves off. We close ourselves off from receiving good things. We start to think everyone is doing the judging as well. We move through the world like it is a threat. We see things as not an opportunity to learn and all that sort of stuff, but we see it as this, like, oh no, if I put myself out there, I'm going to be judged. If I do the thing, then no one's going to like me. If I voice this opinion, I'm going to get shut down. And you know what? That may happen. But what happens is we train our brain to believe that everything is a threat when we start to overly judge everyone and everything. And the 4 of Pentacles is really that closed off energy, that being in a space of reclusiveness. Now, I like this image from this tarot deck, my gosh, it's right, the Next World Tarot, sorry. I really do love this. I think it's gorgeous that this 4 of Pentacles is like this reclusive, in a way, creating art. But in a lot of decks, we see a more closed off space. And what can happen, even if you are a little bit hermity and you are introverted, what can happen is that it can get even harder the longer you wait to go out and do the thing or be around people. The harder it can be to even get the motivation and the energy to do so. Judgment is, so, a lot of the time it can be the call to a greater thing, a call to a higher power kind of thing going on. But this week it's really about just flat out judgment. We're looking at this in a more literal context of judgments of yourself and judgments of other people. And when we start to judge ourselves in a harsh way, we also tend to judge others just as hardly, and that can really be a bit of an undoing thing because we're projecting, right? And then we're just like judgment puking all over everybody else and then wondering why everyone's walking around miserable. So our Air Guardian, our final card, is to shift your perception this week, starting to move into a positive mindset whenever you can. Catch yourself. If you can catch yourself, that is a really good practice to sort of go, I'm going to interrupt this bitch session and I'm going to make sure that I am catching the loop and I'm doing what I can to keep this positive and to keep this in a space where I am talking nicely about myself. I say to my friends all the time, like, why would you talk about my friend that way? When they talk about themselves in a negative way. And I catch myself being a shit about myself sometimes as well. But shifting your perspective can start to open those energies, your energy up, and it removes this feel of like everyone is a threat and everything is a threat, because it's certainly not. I mean, obviously listen to your intuition on that too, because not everyone is fabulous, but not everyone is a threat either. Okay, now group number 3, your cards are the Ace of Pentacles. Love me some new money, honey. The Knight of Wands and the Shield Maiden. She's everything I want to be in life. Want to marry Lagatha. She is amazing. Okay, so your message is go where the treasure is found. So one of the great things, and I know I probably said it before because I got like a gazillion videos up on YouTube. One of my favorite things I learnt when I was doing photography was if you want to take beautiful photos, you have to go to where the beauty is. And this is talking about landscape photography or nature photography. And it's true. Like if you want to go and get sunset photos or sunrise photos, you have to get up at the crack of freaking dawn and go to the place where it is. When I was at the 12 Apostles in Australia, I got up at like, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. And I got my stepmother came with me because she wanted to take photos as well, to get the sunrise over those beautiful pinks and purples and blues and that gorgeous dawn glow, because you had to go, set up your tripod. I scouted it the day before. I did the fucking work to make sure that when I went back there the next day, I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted the camera to be. I knew what time. I checked on my phone what time the sunrise was going to be. I said, do you want to come with me? I did the work. And this is what the Ace of Pentacles is really saying to you this week. You need to do the work and go. And then we move on to the Knight of Wands. You need to go, travel, take action where the treasure is. You can't expect it to sit, like to just fall into your lap all the time. Sometimes things do. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you go to your inbox, especially like if you run a business or you do your thing and you see like an opportunity, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's fabulous. That's awesome. I'm so glad. A lot of the time though, you're going to have to go and do the work. So you need to go where the treasure is and find it. You can't sit on your butt and expect things to drop in your lap. Okay, focus and take action and actually do the thing. So the Shield Maiden here is make plans and focus. So that's the other part of this as well. We get like these grand big ideas. I'm like the worst. I've got like 16 million unfinished projects. You can half tell I'm a Gemini. So you have all these grand plans and things, and then you have these ideas, but if you don't plan and focus and take action, that can be a very difficult thing to see rewards. And then what happens is you kind of like either end up like me with a whole bunch of different projects that are not finished, or your motivation runs out. I'm lucky. I do keep my motivation and I keep going, but it can be a little disrailing if you are constantly not doing the work. So your big thing though is you got to go where the treasure is. You have to be willing to take the risk, do the work, take the action, do the thing, and go and get it. So this week, no sitting on the buns. No sitting on your honey buns and just waiting for things to happen to you, because they won't necessarily just happen to you. And that is my singing for the day. So yes, those are your messages, my little gorgeous ones. So the decks that I've used this week are The Next World Tarot I flattened the box. This is I got mine back in from Kickstarter from Chrissy C. Road. And I do have an unboxing of this deck on my channel. So I'm not going to go through all of them. These are big cards, as you can probably tell from when they were. I have an unboxing of this deck, on my channel. So I'm not going to go through all of them. You can actually get this on Amazon now too. I think it is the same cardstock though. I don't care that it's like a thinner cardstock. Because it's not like cardstock isn't my break thing. For me, was supporting this incredible artist who did like the detail and the work in this is just like, oh, it's so great. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get lost in this deck again. But it is a really beautiful, very inclusive deck. If you're looking for a deck that does not stick to gender conformity, this is the way to go. That shows people of disability, different shapes and sizes, then you do your thing and go get this deck. It's so beautiful. So I'm not going to go into too much of this because, like I said, I have an unboxing of this on my channel and it is a rip snorter stunner. The next deck is my Bad Bitches Tarot, one that many of you will know very well. And I've got a number of videos about this deck on my channel. And many of you have seen it a number of times. Oops. My dog is saying to me, I want to go out to the bathroom, Mum. Okay. And it is going to be here soon. I've received some emails from my printer about the progress. So the second edition will be here soon. I know I keep saying that, but it's been, it takes a long time to do the book, the box, the gilding, the sides, all that kind of stuff. And the final deck this week is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And honestly, the reason why I love this deck so much is the artwork by Lily Moses. Like, seriously, I love this. I've done an unboxing of this deck as well, and I talked about how this feels like two decks in one, and my favorite pieces of this deck are absolutely the Angels and the Ancestors. The other ones at the back, these sort of ones, they're okay. They just feel like they are a very different style, which I don't mind too much at all. Like, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. But it is a beautiful deck. So lovely. And like I said, I do have a video of this. Like, I'm looking at it because it's just so gorgeous. And the backs, oh my god, the backs. You all know how much I love me an owl. And I do love me an owl. All right, my puppets, that is Oracle Wednesday for this week. Also, if you want a personal reading, if you want to like have a chitty chat with me, my readings are open. I've put my slots open for October, so there are time slots. What happens now when you go to my reading page, which I will pop up, is that you will be asked to sign into my scheduling program. That is normal. So I've had a couple people say, am I supposed to create an account on this? I'm like, yes, you do. So I'm available for readings if you want to come and hang with me and have a one-on-one reading. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful week, a marvelous end of month, and I will see you all soon. Bye.